Some idea. Minianum Abeka Mensa, Miniomo, ABD and Como. The next 50 minutes there. Yedi and Como. David Tamakle Elman Sansuna. Open it ya obin Menusu Elman Chia, Yebashi and Comono. Dave, morning.
Wonderful.
David. Wouldn't send the course and meeting our commercial. Shall I share with you? I'm saying besides so.
I
love the color. Glow. You're glowing. I say hair the company shining. I say hair is shining. I think you sorry, I think come to a million. Yeah.
Sorry.
So the only problem. Who's the only problem?
Amen.
Only problem. So the only problem.
Amen.
Only problem.
Amen.
Only problem.
Amen.
Only problem.
Amen.
And I may say, check with
Amen.
Only problem.
And I'm ready.
I know your home. I also hear it. Check with
Amen. It's not easy.
When you have Java,
I feel say na you are what in the income.
Amen.
Na ya say share has a ding come offer o my Ghana your church ya dream.
Amen. Well, as always, when say I feel the issue. Ebia in Zambia koso the past 2 weeks we feel each other can once but when you akwenya be can once Dave on fan say less than 5 minutes.
Okay, Sami, Michia na Michia TF na hwefo nyina happy TV hana hwefo ni TF papa wo pa na yeda body asese osama yankwani ahonde se asabetena chair management na say chairman management asi say omo egbom ekoso bochi don ma o yes adwumai Sami me kosu fast
and so now we'll try so boy social media handle no a happy 989 FM
a happy 9
ETV na at the radio so happy 98.9 FM
okay say ni mu na mo ya decrement okay so Anopay, what I would like to talk about, Sambia, I've observed it the past couple of days, and I don't know why we are still acting so, I don't know how to put it, but Ushe say National Identification Authority, roll out, registration process. They have intensified it. To enable the SIM registration to go smoothly. Now, me share the air cost war, the registration centers. Now, air sifim kakra.
Okay.
And I'm worried about it because we have in the Vice President of Ghana a person who touts his credentials when it comes to digitization. Of course, we all know, say, he came in as a supposed economic risk kid, and all of a sudden he has taken interest in digitization, and I have been observing it keenly because I know the wealth of digitization to our economy. So I was following keenly until me try say me yes a NIA registration. Now uko baby to say NIA head office. Now who a doma eguho on any day, every day apart from Sundays. Who doma eguho. A big coho kodaho. So just to have their registration done. A doma eguho no at any day you see not less than 200, 500 people in a guho. Na process no. Eko be omo mo jump into kwa esini but of course police for home but na me be some who say if we are championing digitization, and my friends say, yes, I did not, they don't go and they don't pour themselves at one place the way we are doing it. Couldn't somebody stay behind his computer or some app developed and people can queue in their details? I mean, I think that is more civilized if digitization is very necessary as we've come to see. I think, say, it needs directive. Now who said I think even an ordinary mind can see say if you allow people to stay behind their computers and queue in their details in a certain form or whatever. At the end of the day, what the NIA is supposed to do, they can even program it such that people who input their names in this data can go there and take pictures on a scheduled date, so that it looks organized. And the small organizations ain't mean.
Is it not premised on the assumption, say, computer more
no, but at least we know, say, I mean, certain age groups are exposed to computers.
Okay.
We know what the internet penetration is. So we can actually program it so that certain age groups can have this thing done within their comfort of their zone. I'm also more space. I'm more also more. And she say a friend saying, Mr. Digitization, Dr. Baumia, he needs to look more organized than it is now. I know he's not in charge of NIA.
Professor Kenneth also.
Of course, as for he gets. I mean, it is Baumia who touts this digitization thing. We all know. So yes, Professor Atefua is there, but the Vice President, if this is your baby, so that we don't see it scattered like we've seen the economy, being destroyed in front of us, in spite of his prowess that have been touted. I think that he should take it more serious and look at these areas, because if he's going to be campaigning to replace the president, these are the things. It's going to be about your achievements, and if you pick digitization as your one of your triumph cars, you should look everywhere that there's digitization. It should look more organized. It should make the people feel comfortable about it.
Okay.
And I think that he can give that directive to.
But for a SIM card re-registration exercise, we saw pressure ya will come in.
But I mean, the whole SIM card registration is problematic. Look at it. They said you can only use your national ID card to register. We have just gone through a rigorous registration exercise for what's the name? Election. And the data has been collected. The SIM card, what's the name? The telcos themselves collect data. I don't know why somebody can't match this data to make the work simpler. And each of these one, we are spending so much money on it, we are spending so much time on it. When these people go and sit there for 3 days, even 24 hours, we are losing productive hours. We are losing a whole lot of, and we are exposing them to health risks and putting so much pressure on the NIA, which we could have avoided.
All right.
So I think, I mean, he really needs to look there, and whoever is interested must, because this SIM card registration thing, I have my own issue about it,
right,
but it's for another day too.
All right. Yeah, I mean, we initial comment on any matter that you feel deserves attention, but it's not getting.
Your chair at T4, I'm on winning after Shapa, and paying for an age my phone, and I said, O my boy, now, when I produce and peppers. Some ocean air coso and crying any other parts of Ghana. I say there's effort by government to address some of the challenges a war road and so and can't chrome. I'm talking about acquire a did the chrome be as I buy a to an more be ama asphalt almost every part of Accra some major improvement. Na say I buy cars obema and cry about be crabeshe. I buy the and say obema akwan so ay kama. And into my Greater Accra Regional Minister Ura Henry Korte car odi bibia ba say operation clean your frontage. Wo hwe say na aban CC akwan ana akwan CC e wo krom e koso no. Say a few ramos so ebe CC omofie anima ebe man cry ayefe. Inti ye share a few rafomo in cry say anamontu a aban a to the CC mantemu anasa akwan no omo so enye omo de na cry emra and cry member ye kura and not just in Krankwa, but all other towns and cities in Ghana. No? And also, so MA Krabeshena, amount for one case, indeed, and a more a banner cast will be true now, man crying about bear Krabeshena, Sana Mono, at me, we pay. For politics, I still have some a minute or two. I think over the past week, Urako Jobunsu, NDC, was signed the idea, was about say, Yamia Dona, a party need be quiet. Obakwa Kojina na Nientia or Casa, and an Nientio Peso Gina, and say, or say MPP for say, Uramahama, I am competent, or Sansu corrupt. And Uramahama into an amor, and I say NDC into an amor, any start tagging free ho. And inti no Urako Jobunsu, or Pese Ujina, say NDC for delegates and man of kind or midi party name. And as my maybe son say, the last time na party ni be kwan no, party ni de filing fee by an or chain no. So potential presidential candidate, potential leader of the NDC, and probably a potential president of Ghana went to me and raise filing fee of 300,000 Ghana cedis to lead your party. And you now say when the filing fee is likely to go up. And you know, sir, or person or catch Ura Mahama say or incompetent and corrupt. You should just tell him rather than to hide behind NDC flag bearership race. No, I can say MPP for say no Ura Kojobunso, no dear no eka. Does he believe what MPP is saying? For which reason he thinks that Mahama should not be the candidate of the NDC in the 2024 election?
I'm sure even the MPP don't believe it themselves anymore.
Well, I'm not inviting your opinion on this, because when you went on tangent and were making all the claims, when you knew very well, say your friend is saying same registration, ongoing same re-registration, no, sebi and your but you try to find a way to link Baumia just because it suits your agenda, and I obviously didn't interrupt you because. For a good reason, especially on the days that you wear jacket, I will not interrupt you.
All right.
Because it makes me look like said you. Of course, me kind of bear affect something, but you are not patronizing made in Ghana products.
I say made in Ghana the crown.
Apiate. Any and some if you over. So far, some support has gone. Vice President Akohonum, not more. Security agencies here Modima and I pay your state housing for daily graphic one more akopimo also muku see amount for that no more assessment no more assess here no more SEC dying our honum investigations suspension of the license of Maxam 4 and so our honum the account of the police are the motor rider supposedly causing accidents, you know, one to say at the end of Crampo Moka say oh no and you know BBC uncle so yeah I'm a fan and I mean views on what happened at Apiate.
Same Sebi nipa wu a obi en ho betim de na ba asase so biem gye Nyankopɔn enti yakɔ ne yɛba nyinaa no sɛ nyina yɛ frifiri a mpa a yɛbɔ ne sɛ nyame mfa yɛ nkɔ no mfa yɛ mmra ɛwɔ asomdwem ne yɛmɛto yɛ mma na yɛ mma no ɛne ne yɛrem so baabi a ɔmbɛkɔ biara nyame mfa ɔmo nkɔ no mfa ɔmo mmra ɛne ne yɛ mpa ɛbɔ a yɛ nyinaa yɛbɔ ne da biara enti sɛ nkwanhyia sɛ esi a yɛ na ɛyɛ ya it doesn't really matter the number of people are on be free and I said the number of people affected at any point in time and say bibi eti say no etimi see ya brabo be san say nipa no say bi oyeskani so yo hia ni once a owa ahoden nko ade otimi koba enti bibi say see ya na eya areho esan so ya and I wish that such things will not happen, but of course we are humans and so these things are most likely to occur. You see, chrono cry edino ebimo ebimo spell APPIATSE. Ebimo so spell APPIETSE. But the etia no nkwanhyia no same me gidi say of course say abanye tu anamo a o tu no, but before I even come to that, ohwe ne yesi na any account na eba na at niema bebre Ghana Fire Service any omo nimdie ewo explosives no niema omo de tuya say nkwanhie sia, and it is something that happens in Ghana. And can say bia wo say tanker bia petrol wom and I say diesel wom na tanker na nya nkwanhia wo be ho say Ghana fo afa gallon my your friend ko 4 gallons no omo de air twe petrol no. Of course we have been lucky say yenya friends say tanker explosion ama adia your friends NCCCSC. But in Nigeria and other places, sometimes they see over 200, over 300 people, no more shit. You can't just account for them. You just assume, because based on the number of people around, you know, then you assume, say, okay, this is potentially the likely number of people are more affected. Utie account according to those accounts, you know, I'm saying I didn't see, you know, driver ni na o kaka no, on one kasa enim ni na a walk car no. Enti no si fam ena na oka kira amanfo se mamo meho ensu agya Ghana fo asode ne insecurity ye kwa akogina ho na ye twa pictures ena ye video, and according to report no omo na omo twa pictures video no omo na omo wuye no. Oh, enti these are some of the things say ye can some time for can say bibi say si a say ka se twon ho a anya adwembone bi nti na mmom no twon ho for your own safety. Picture na wo twa sabi dem fa so now dey hear dem fa so na was video na video no say na to ewu no. Oh, and such things mummy anya careful ye Ghana for ye nipa BBC a to say bia bo se nkrofo mienu eko inse say be kwa akopata no na ye gina ho na ye video na ye twa pictures just because we want to float it on social media and get what out of it. So back to the substance. Oshe reporter, and I'm happy government is setting up a committee to look into it. It sounds say enema etise, ewudia etise no. Say be so dey call baby it must follow a certain protocol. But for the account that we are being told, say your friend say car no ni moto ene nya nkwanhia ena ejato moto num. Ebi muso say abobo ya ebi na ne ba ebi na ebi ato say bebre. But I think say company no and Western Regional Security Coordinating Council they should be accountable for this. It sounds say you know ya jitum say car no explosives na wom. Enti air from baby air de company in the site no there should have been a motor rider leading that we say. Because I'm saying a motor rider and I say be odi car no anima sabi amen ye de buo e masa riders no the moment you see a motor rider it does say obiti car no sometimes cry no we say car na motor no leading no cry no unlicensed, but we entertain those things. And to say no motor rider and a car no anima there was nowhere sabi a so-called motorbike and I say bobo ya bia na just say all cross it. And that is where I think that security or rules were breached. And those who did it should be punished for that. And I'm happy the Lands and Forestry Minister, Bujinapo, and through the government, or the government through the Lands and Forestry Ministry, has set up a committee to look into it. The minority is also demanding independent inquiry into all those things. Niebema Sani ebi NCBM is all that we are looking for. It is not for anybody's friends, anybody's intention or interest. Say me ye we dey go asoma say anaso benti ani mase. Because am be wona no. Say bi time nkwanhye ana blast na eba no. Blast na mi say microphone no mu twa video no mo ye hefo NDC fo na MPP fo. Omo ye Asante fo na omo ye Amunafo na so omo there bi. It was an accident. And at that time, no wa wo hobia no we obey a victim. Yeah. Enti yenya nhyehyɛ and BBC no esia a boy may two and a more ye share and shame. Ye ho kan be fa so asan share betimi aboy ho ban yi. Nti anamoa aban A2 so be nhwehwemu na atimi ama perpere ye ne nokra ba be daadi na omo anyo omo adwuma yi asotwe a efata say de twe omo no. I support that. And I believe say Ghana fo nyina yenya careful with nkwanhia si a enkanka nkwanhia a ekura eniema a ebetimi ablaste. Wona nka akwan so bon se bia nkwanhia bia si petrol na nipa edimrika enkanka kron kitenkete no omo dimrika e de omo gallons e ko edi akoniaba and same uko twesa petrol no na odi go gallon no ma apart from maybe a taxi drivers omo krom ha omo ni say this is what we do ambaba beto no fine pa na okura ne car odi twem a obe pakika na aka say mpacho mete se nkwanhia bi si yese na mo amokuru ha mo twen petrol ntimi pesa petrol ni bi ato nobody will do that. Oh enti yenya careful enkwa ho hia umu ya unim ni obenya wo ena nyame sabi nyame wo hyehyɛ de mo bia ena onim awieye no efrem ahyese enti nya abotre na yen hwɛ ye ho yie yen nim ra so ne say enya ade ye fe wo hwɛ a whole community as I say a fair state housing for how long will it take? I'll check around be a bear bossum here and sana. But and say state housing for you sit down and yakwa. Yan can say de check. You will pay a certain quota and sana when you be. And you know, a patch yan shayan yan namuntu me na. Yenim raso se BBC na yaka se yantwe ya ho a yantwe ya ho ne yenja sebi sa ehwehwanimu ni nsekuro no say I want to be the first to have a video and float it out on social media, and then what do you get out of that?
I cut 2 minutes mimbisa the shutdown of Maxam company no it must be premature we take anything.
Well ebimokra ask a question why the chief inspector of mining has also been interdicted. But Same, all these persons are elements who has something to do with the sea. You are setting up a committee to investigate. The same way, do you want to say, company na ne and I said, enam no so much some company should still operate? I'm not sure that's what those who are criticizing the decision are suggesting.
Me kazanko for no. My position is that this is an off-site incident. It didn't happen at the site.
Yes.
And so, say investigation of an off-site incident, how does it affect the activities of the mining company? Okay,
it happened off or outside the office.
Yes.
But what led to it? Wasn't that the company decision? Was that decision not taken by the company? It was a decision taken by the company. And so that decision, if the company were minded... So
investigations cannot go on whilst...
I'm saying that if the company were minded and had followed due process, because don't forget that there are processes to be followed for transportation.
How do you know that they didn't follow?
But I mean, that's what we are... The
investigations are ongoing.
So if they followed due process, I'm not sure this... Of course, accident is an accident and anything is possible.
Yes.
But I'm saying that if due process were followed, I'm not sure this thing would have been the way it is.
So for instance, let's take the scenario of the motor rider. You see, if that account is anything to go by, because I've read elsewhere the guy is denying saying you're on the course here. Let's work with that motor rider and the kobomu. It is the investigations that will review whether it was a head-on collision, whether the motor rider came from the side, wherever the motor rider would have come from for this to have happened. We don't know. And so then how does it become... whether even if there was a dispatch rider in front of him, and then this motor rider had come from the side, what shows that the motor rider not Ediomachi and Odukobomo? All those angles. It is the investigations that will reveal those.
Of course, the investigation will uncover all the things that happened. Yeah. And for me, the suspension of the operations of the company is in order. For me. Is in order, and I believe that all persons connected to it, all persons who were to ensure that processes were followed, should be interdicted all persons and all organizations who are supposed to ensure, because some sebi ye nyina ye pesca o, but sebi ye sika no emro nipa nkwa so. Sebi yes, obeka se community na esi no, obeka se ebia na sa community no in terms of ebia economic power, that community doesn't matter. But Sankrofo no, sebi they were not dependent on your friends accompanying for their lives. They were going about their duties. And so those lives, and that's why people say that, look, government must provide environment for people to do their work. And you know, those communities, poor or rich, were going about their business. An action of the company, and if due processes were followed, if all the transportation arrangement were followed as prescribed by law, maybe something lesser, or maybe this thing wouldn't have happened at all. And let all persons involved, let all persons connected take responsibility for what has happened.
Especially at the time when we know that there's a third party involved, which was supposed to be responsible for the transport of these explosives to the mining company.
Yeah, which is the police.
No, the third party is a company called Athens. One more air transport. Anyway, Dave.
No. But it's a national issue, and so if there's an oversight somewhere, the attention of whoever is in charge should be drawn to it. Because if we feel that the other company that was involved in terms of transportation and others have been left behind or left out, the attention of the ministry should be drawn to it, so that, because some essentially more a man or crab be dead, we should all support it. But there should be some form.
The reason why I'm asking all these questions is say, friend is say, me na be a mining company, friend is saying, Makache, yeah, so for all these years I've been in business, you are the one who has been supplying me explosives. And so you are bringing me the usual explosives. I'm a mining activities. Now, in Quenchia, we say, ABC. You see, investigations. But as to what I said, third party now, I'm contracting, so one bring me supplies of the explosives. So follow a procedure, and that's why I follow procedure. Then suddenly, even before investigations reviews anything, you say you're shutting me down. And yet necessarily my company that was bringing the said product.
No, I agree. So, I mean, we should raise those issues and let the public and let the government become aware of the fact that it cannot just be a Muslim alone, but the third company, which was more or less the source, should also not be left out. All persons involved, that's why I said earlier, all companies and all persons involved should not be left to go until proper investigation is done. And I'm sure the minister has actually stated it. I think he said it on Newsfile as Saturday or so, say, being interdicted or your licenses being suspended itself, and yet an indication, say, just so that investigation will be smooth. And if this is coming up now, I mean, I'm not sure the government should have anything to lose in ensuring that all persons connected are investigated to make sure we have a decent report, and then it will guide us in future business as far as mining and transportation of explosives are concerned.
All right. Dave, let me do comment on this matter.
Sammy, as I see last week, I was Apiate. Is it Apiate or?
You'll be able to
be a rehosem bebre. Na rehosem no, ekosi say something untoward had happened. Na rehosem ni say this accident I see was totally avoidable if everybody who was in line to do what is expected had done their work well. We ended up wiping almost a whole community, destroying properties, embedding lives, losing lives. Sammy, the see na areho echi no. The way government and its operatives are handling these incidents is even threatening to be the most pathetic way of handling things. And me say the way our government handles has a see what appears in say the same way our handle governance. And I think is that he Yao used the word incompetence earlier in his submission on, I think, Kojo Bonswe. This is the most incompetent way of handling things. Now, why am I saying that? Accident, AC. You see, Obi manufacture a friend saying, that's Muslim, manufacture explosives. The protocol, I mean, their business is that or manufacture explosives now. Company for EFA, their work is transportation. EFA. Now, company be actor explosives no if Muslims so. And another company AG contract no to transport it to Muslims. On the way, an accident happened. And we are being told that the chief inspector of mines has been suspended because by the LI 217 or is it 2117, he is in charge of the inspection of manufacture of explosives, transportation, and all that. So the man has been asked to go home or suspended pending investigations. Sammy, as we speak here, as we all sit here, I dare see what appears, apart from the video evidence, we do not know exactly what happened. Because we have heard different versions of what happened there. I have heard an account by Kusifori, and I was listening to him, I was dumbfounded. What exactly is he saying? That somebody got down, a driver got down and went to ask the school children to go and to leave the school because there's an explosion, and so he hasn't done anything. I mean, who told him that? Who told what? We have heard the motor rider said that he did not collide with any transport. Whether or not he did or not, it is only investigation that can establish this. So why is the minister sitting in Accra asking people to go home? The minister, as in charge of natural resources, when he came to office, has he even taken his time to go through the books as to what exactly happens in this mining site? The transportation, production of this explosive, transportation of it, and how it is delivered. Has he ever done that? So who should be resigning?
You don't know that for sure.
Please. Yes, just as
he
didn't know.
You are just guessing.
Just as he doesn't know what.
You are just guessing,
please,
David.
Can I?
But I'm sure, Dave,
no,
I'm sure.
You can't just make a sweeping statement like that.
Can I be allowed to
The
make
Minerals
my
Commission
point?
would obviously be giving the minister updates.
So the update is that the man slept on his job. Is that his conclusion? I think the minister doesn't have what it takes to take that decision.
How?
And I'm saying that
he's a sector minister.
If it's just based on assumption, what he did is actually based on assumption. But because as we are here, we all don't know what exactly happened. You were accusing the bystander who may have taken videos, but for those videos, what would you have seen? And and you cannot even prove that those who took the video were those who died. It was an accident.
But that's what I'm saying, that it is such investigations that will let us know exactly what is happening.
So why is the minister not resigning himself?
Because?
Why is the minister?
Because
the minister sat in the Flagstaff House there when illegal mining was going on. They were taking bribe, allegedly. They were taking bribe in the Flagstaff House.
Who?
I'm coming. Please,
David.
Can I finish my point?
No. But you.
Can I finish? We've seen videos of ministers. And they are apparatchiks taking bribe.
Which minister?
Look,
name them. Name them.
I hope you've not forgotten the incidents of
name them.
What's this guy? when this excavators issue happened, the guy who was taking bribe was caught on tape taking bribe.
You said minister, so name them.
I mean, they work for these guys.
Name them.
The minister.
Which minister?
Jinapo. Was what's her name? A chief of staff, deputy chief of staff at the Flagstaff House when the thing happened. And but he was mentioned in connection David, with this excavators issue.
Please, David,
I don't
please.
like what you are doing.
No, but that is you can't come here and denigrate somebody.
Let me come in.
No, you can't come and denigrate somebody.
Let me come in.
You can't come here and denigrate somebody just because you think the person is not here. You can have your way.
Dave, you are referencing Mr. Bisu.
Yes, very well.
Referencing Mr. Bisu. Fine.
And did he mention Abu Jinapo?
Yao is saying is that Mr. Bisu is not a minister. And so his demand for a minister's name is legitimate. If it was Mr. Bisu you wanted to mention. Unless of course, we are talking about Professor.
Do you know Professor Boateng? Was he not a minister?
And what's the name of the current minister?
I said, do we know? I mentioned ministers. I didn't even mention anyone you said. I was saying that Jinapo, if he thinks that he has the mandate to ask someone to suspend someone, he himself should have been suspended by now. Because it happened under his ministry.
And so he had no right to take action.
What action? And action must be legitimate.
Because an incident has happened. But Samelat established this. I'll let him. I'll let him. But I'm saying that as a mercy, the person under whose sector an incident has happened has directed or has issued certain directives
based on what?
Based on what has happened.
Yes, but what does he know about what has happened? Or what do you know about what has happened?
Same.
When it is now,
wait,
investigating.
Wait. Are we not aware that there has been an explosion?
Yes.
So is not that something for that alone form a basis for a decision to be made?
What caused the explosion? Do you know what caused the explosion?
But that's the reason why.
That is why there's an investigation.
Yes.
So would you allow for the investigations to be completed? So that a preliminary one will indicate that it was as a result of this or that.
I'm a bit confused about what you're.
You should be confused.
Your position because you are not being clear. So the thing is that one, the minister had no right, or the minister had no decision.
I have not said so. I haven't said so.
But you said on what basis?
I asked the question.
On what basis was that decision made?
Yes, mine was linked to Maxam. What's the basis?
No, but it's not Maxam alone. There are other partners involved. And so that's why I suggested to you. Or I said earlier that look, we are building a nation. What I say, as a mercy, a decision has been made. And it has not come to
us. The decision is founded on what? Decision then engineers are saying because as a mercy.
So you'd have been happy if government has said that nothing happens, no investigation. That's what you're suggesting.
That's not what I'm saying.
But that's the suggestion you are making.
What I'm saying is that there's been an explosion.
Yes.
The Ghana police is there. The other investigative bodies that are also there. They are all trying to understand what happened on that D-Day that thing happened.
Yes.
We should give them maximum 3, 4, 5 days to arrive at a conclusion that, this is what caused our initial findings indicate that it was as a result of a bike hitting the vehicle that caused this. No, it was also as a result of the negligence of so and so. We suspect that it was this, that. Based upon that, Minister comes and says, based upon the preliminary report we have.
So it was your wish that maybe government should have waited for a day, for a week, or for weeks.
No, I didn't say weeks.
No, for weeks or for months.
I said
on the report.
It is not that we don't believe.
No, but what you're saying, you are doubting,
or any other institution cannot do some preliminary work within 3, 4, 5 days. For which they are already on the ground and doing.
Are we saying that the decision made by government was wrong? Is that what you are suggesting?
For me.
Is that what you are suggesting?
On the matter of Maxam. My position is that for me.
Don't pick and choose.
I'm not picking and choosing.
You are picking and choosing because you are now isolating one particular company saying that why is this? It's just like a policeman, two people crossing a red light. Two people crossing a red light. Wait. It's just like two people crossing a red light, and then the police arrest you, and you are saying that we all crossed the red light. why arrest me and leave the other one? That's what you're saying.
It's obvious.
That's what you're saying.
You're just trying to obstruct what
I'm not. But you are not being fair with the issues at stake.
You are trying to obstruct.
You are not being fair with the issues at stake.
You don't want me to speak.
And
I think
Dave,
it is.
3 minutes, Mr.
How can I have 3 minutes?
Oh, but
I must as well just keep quiet.
No.
But if you are going to go on the tangent you are going, then you better keep quiet.
Dave, what I'll do is, my men call for a short breather, bro. Dave, I'll give you your minutes to run up. What? You have 8 minutes, Dave. My men file 5 minutes a month. Through 5 minutes. Yes, I'll read it. Read the statement so that we can deal with it.
Yeah,
wait. I'll read it. David, 5 minutes, my men file.
3 minutes or 5 minutes?
My man in the 5 minutes.
Why?
Change.
It is unfair how politicians play this kind of games. Look, the people who put them there, the politicians there, as in government, they deserve some respect. And it is always sad when you see government officials, because they have power, take decisions anyhow. When it comes to the public, the citizens who gave them power. But when it comes to themselves, they are unable to measure it the same way they did the ordinary person. The decision taken by the minister to ask, first of all, the chief inspector to go home pending investigation. The decision that the Mazim company, which produced the explosive, their license should be suspended, are all knee-jerk decisions. And it's needless. Needless because at this time, this particular time, the minister, I don't think, has the competence to take that decision. He's a lawyer, and he knows that when you take decisions like this, you get to compromise the investigation itself. He should have known that. Look,
wait. Relax. We have time to read it. I'll read it. David, land. David, land for me.
See, when it happens, it disrupts my thought process.
Sorry, but land for me.
So I'm saying that when you take decisions like this, you compromise the investigation, because the investigation is supposed to establish the truth, the fact of what happened. All the people who are speaking, the issues we are throwing out, from police to government, ordinary citizens who claim to be witnesses and all that, nobody knows everything for a fact. It is only investigation that can establish the fact of what happened. And it is based on that fact that we can say that, look, this person is the cause, or this person's negligence led to this. And I'm saying that when it comes to just a decision of asking people to go and sit home, then maybe we could even extend it to the president. But it is needless at this point, because I think that the president, the minister had a role to play. I think that the chairman of the Minerals Commission had a role to play. There are people in the chain. The police, we are told, were supposed to, the law says should provide escort. How the process should happen. You don't expect a chief inspector of mines to be at every point that explosive is supposed to be loaded, nor even follow them. Why this knee-jerk reaction?
All right.
Government should not be eager to be seen as doing something. They must really do something that will solve the problem. We have never had this incident in this country.
Dave,
have we?
Thank you for your submission. Quickly, I just checked out atoms. I just checked out the word. Yes, I'll ask questions on that, because you see, this atoms we are talking about has been in operation since 2008, and they talk about their specialization being ammonium nitrate explosives, mining spares, general cargo, communication, transport of similar products. What kind of statement now issued on the 21st of January 2022? This is what the Apiate explosion is a release from the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. As a pursuant to Regulation 2 of the Minerals and Mining Explosives Regulation 2012 LI 2177. The Chief Inspector of Mines is the Chief Inspector of Explosives and is responsible for the supervision of the manufacture, storage, transportation, and use of explosives for mining and mine support services. Consequently, the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Samuel A. Jinapo, MP, has, as at 21st January 2022, directed the Chief Executive Officer of the Minerals Commission to interdict the Chief Inspector of Mines with immediate effect, pending the outcome of the ongoing investigation into the tragic events which took place at Apiate. Further, the Honourable Minister has directed the Chief Executive Officer of the Minerals Commission with immediate effect to suspend the registration of Maxam Company Limited with the Minerals Commission, thereby precluding the company from the manufacture, transportation and or supply of explosives for mining operations, pending the outcome of investigations into this matter. The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources wishes to assure the Ghanaian public that the ongoing investigations will be thorough and comprehensive, and any public official found culpable will be made to face the full rigors of the law. Yeah, okay, so pointing anything.
How is this a knee-jerk reaction?
Now, let me, and your point you're making off air was that because an ally has been quoted, and you know, it is basis for that.
No, but you see, you got it wrong, and it looks like either it is a premeditated intent.
On whose side?
On you and David.
Go ahead.
With what you guys are doing this morning. Because first, the two of you question the power of the minister.
No, I haven't questioned the power of the minister. What I have said is that
you
for me,
I don't see the need. You were endorsing. I don't see the need the position of David
for the shutdown of the Maxam Company Limited.
And that's why I came in to tell you that don't pick and choose. Dave and your good self.
Yeah, you are also making a deliberate effort.
I'm not.
To rope me into a statement which I haven't made.
Because Same.
But I have made a categorical statement, and you are blindly refusing to see the categorical statement I'm making.
There is a statement issued by government in respect of an accident.
And I disagree with that statement. Outrightly.
Of which you are entitled to.
Yes.
But I'm saying that an accident has happened. A government, upon initial assessment.
What assessment?
Based on? Assessment based on what?
And you and I are trained to ask this question.
Yes, based on what?
Will you allow me to finish?
Land.
Take your time, man. Stop being mischievous this morning.
No,
please.
Nobody's being mischievous. Yeah.
Because the two of you are in jacket,
nobody's being mischievous.
You purpose to cause mischief.
You said assessment. Assessment based on?
Assessment based on what has happened.
What has happened? What do they know? In this statement, there is nothing that is told about what we know.
Same, an accident has happened. True or false?
True.
An accident has happened.
Yes, true.
So you are saying that the minister sitting in his ministry or government sitting over there will not receive report from national security, from internal security.
What does he know?
You want them to come and tell us that, okay, this and this is what we know.
What are we saying?
But this investigation, read this whole statement, the investigation will establish the cause of accident.
Pending the outcome, the minister himself says that pending the outcome of the investigation. What do you know?
But it is only we will get to know the cause.
You don't know anything. You are waiting for the investigation to be completed. Then you are saying that you are taking an action against.
And that's why I asked the question.
Yes.
In your view, government should just fold the hand and then wait for somebody to come and tell.
Have you seen preliminary reports before? Yeah. In our business, have you seen preliminary reports before?
No, I'm asking a question.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm asking questions.
Government should just sit and
after a preliminary report has been given. A prima facie case has been
an accident has happened. There are regulations governing how things are done, especially with respect to transportation.
You are saying that what assessment has been done in this statement that you are referencing?
Same.
What assessment? What is the assessment?
Same. I am saying.
Or just because the minister quoted an ally. We saw what happened in the election petition. Lawyers quoted law. It was the Supreme Court's decision to decide whether that law they were quoting was applicable in that case or not. So the fact that the minister is quoting an ally does not make it.
So the question I'm asking is,
for me, I say I find any and everything wrong with the decision of the minister.
The question I'm asking,
the constitution is supreme to an ally.
All this.
I'm saying that an accident has happened based on regulations governing the transportation of explosives from others. Based on that regulation, a decision has been made that the person in charge should be interdicted, the company should be suspended,